Hello everyone, what is up? I am Rob, live from Lavender Town Towers, and we have a whole new setup here. You can actually see me now. How's about that? Today we are opening some Obsidian Flames, which I think personally, as all these YouTubers say, is an underrated set. It's a Charizard set, you know, there's quite a lot of good cards in here, so we're definitely going to get through it and rip a bunch of packs. So these guys were available on Aldi, or in Aldi I should say, and they were a good price, so I said let's pick them up. But without further ado, let's just get straight into ripping, because we don't want to waste too much time messing around. That pack actually opened really easy, which is quite strange. But one thing I will say, these Aldi packs, I think it was three packs for 14, so under a $5 a pack, so that is very nice. I'll get this in focus here. This is the new setup, so we're trying to get used to it. Let's see if the camera wants to play ball. It does. Right, so there we go. Let's see, Blossom, Pokemon League, Rockruff, Bonsley, Skull Villain, no dice. Let's put these to one side. I'm just going to try and... oh no, I think we're okay now. I was going to say, see if we were in focus properly, but I think we're okay now. Sometimes the lens might just need a bit of a wipe. But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, this is one of those sets that, dare I say, is a little bit kind of overlooked nowadays. Pidgey, Combi, Varoom, Charmeleon, Excadrill, Pidgeotto, Ortega, Brassius, Toxicity, no hit. So, when I seen these packs in Aldi, I jumped at the opportunity to pick some up, because it's rare nowadays that you get packs where you can open them guilt-free, like guilt-free opening, right? So let's see, Poniard, Sinistee. It's a great card actually, that Sinistee. I don't think I've seen that. Skarmory, Espeon, Scyther, Oinkologne, Togekiss, no dice again. It's very rare nowadays that you're actually able to get packs and open them guilt-free. What I mean by that is, like, you know, these new sets that come out, a lot of the time you're almost half afraid to open them, because you're kind of thinking, is this going to be available again? Should I hold on to this? Should I keep it for a while? People are telling me to hold it. Maybe it's worth money. So, you know, you see these cheap packs, these multi-packs, you know, you gotta go for it. Umbreon. Oh, we've got a gold. There he is, baby. Gold Charizard. Yeah, autofocus is being stupid right now. So let's see if we can sort that out. Oh, there we go. Gold Charizard, baby. How's about that? Charizard EX and a Thundurus. Let's get this bad boy into a sleeve more or less straight away. And yeah, we're playing around with the setup here, folks. It's our first video with the new setup. So there's going to be some teasing, such as things like focus issues and things like that. So let's get our sleeves out. Get ready to sleeve. So I actually recorded another video in this setup, and of course I had an audio bug, so that was that for this video. So I had to scrap it, and I had to buy more packs to record this one. Now the other video was actually really good. Look at that, it's a lovely card. I don't know about gradability. Back looks okay, whatever, we'll take a proper look later, because right now we're in the middle of something. But yeah, so let's go. Get that there. Boom, let's go. Right, so another one, see where we're at. So, what was I saying? I think I was going on about Charizard. And it's been a Charizard set, and it being kind of a little bit underrated. Just a little bit, because I feel like the Akira Egawa Charizard chase in this set is fantastic. I think Akira Egawa is an artist where she is, well, I thought it was a he for a long time, just based on the name. I didn't realize the name Akira was kind of a unisex name. But I think Akira is an artist that is going to have a fairly big following. Already does, like, I mean, I'm not, you know, giving you a scoop by saying that or anything, but I think that over the years she's going to have, like, just more and more following. She's given all these really big cards to do. Friends in. Oh, an EX again. Wow, that's the special illustration rare, right? Ice Cube special illustration rare. Yep. that's him. Isn't that so? This is one of those special illustration rares that it's kind of a little bit. I'll be honest with you, a little bit underwhelming. Is it? Dare I say? I've had this card a couple of times come through here at Lavender Town Towers, and I never really feel compelled to hold it or anything because it's just kind of okay. If you like Ice Cube, I guess it's cool, but I don't really care either way. We also have some Temporal Forces packs, which I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, I bought them by accident, so we have some of them there too. I picked them up in these 3-pack blister thingies, and it was only when I was getting ready for this video that I realised that I had picked some up. Surskit, Kangaskhan, Scissor. What way do you guys and gals say it? Scissor or Scissor? I'm going with the Scyther motif, but Scissor makes sense. But I just always thought, for whatever reason in my head, when I read the name for the first time, because I didn't watch the show when that Pokemon was in it or anything, so I didn't know the pronunciation, but in my head canon it was always just Scissor, evolves from Scyther. Amoonguss, Seismitoad, Arbulova, Toadscool, Dratini, and an Entei. So nothing crazy there. But yeah, the pronunciations are funny. I feel like whenever you watch a Pokemon YouTuber, they all have like a different way to say the Pokemon. It's quite funny. It's like no one has settled on it. And I think that's probably because so many people now get into Pokemon via different means. You know, back in the day it was like very easy. It was usually you just played the game, you got into the TCG and you watched the anime all at the same time. That was what I did. But nowadays, you know, people are getting into just the cards. Greavard, Lechonk, Lanoon, Darmanitan, Dartrix, Cleffa, Bonsly, and an Absol EX. That's a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit. So we're gunning for another Charizard. That's what we want. Absol EX is a cool card though. I really like the art on that. We are gunning for the Charizard, folks. The Charizard. The Akira Egawa Charizard. I pulled the black version of that card on this channel, I believe. Perhaps. Out of a tin. And so if we could pull this guy, it would be fantastic. That would mean we have the set. I was going to send that black one off for grading until I seen a really small, actually someone pointed it out to me on Discord, a really small scratch on the back of the card. And I was like, yep, that's not going to 10. Kangaskhan, Camerupt, Lechonk, Sinistea, Hollow Sinistea, and a Skull Villain. So we'll keep the Sinestees, we like them. There's a code for you, get that into you. If you play. I kind of feel like those games are going to merge soon, right? I think the writing is on the wall. They've said that they're not going to put the codes in every pack from now on. And you kind of wonder, are they going to look at a merge sometime soon in the future between those two apps? Where you can maybe, once you get used to the TCG game on Pokemon Pocket, maybe you can kind of level up and go to the full game. That would be cool. Rockruff, Wiglet, Chandelure, Blossom, Lanoon, Togekiss, Claydol. That Claydol is actually really nice. Cool hollow. Very, very cool. So on we go. So we've had quite a few packs. I mean, special illustration rare. A Charizard. Look at these. What is with this? What is with this? These Fufu packs. These Aldi packs. What is going on with these Aldi packs? Mysterious. I feel like I'm buying some Spanish Pokemon here. Bounsweet, Vulpix, Phantom, Wooper, Pidgeotto, Dragonair, Armarouge. We got something at the back. Bounsweet, Malamar, Alta, Vespiquen. No good. No good. Don't think I've ever had that card. So I get a lot of stuff coming in and out, singles. That's generally what I deal with here. And I don't think I've ever gotten this Vespiquen EX or Vespiquen EX at all. It looks unusual to me. I don't recognize it. But Aldi and their packs, I had some before, and what I did was they released, again, they did the same thing. They did these 3-pack blisters. It was like Scarlet and Violet base set and a couple of others. I can't remember which ones. and I had awful luck with them, because I think what I did was I bought like 3 blisters from each set, and I think you're better off actually just focusing on one for these things, because you know you can look for the chase. You know, Grievard is great. You can look for the chase and you know the crack. Volcarona, Claydol again, same hollow. What are the odds? Very strange. There's a code for you. I think if you get all of the one, your odds are a bit better pulling what you want, really. So I think we've got about 7 packs left, and then we have a bunch of temporal forces as well. I say a bunch, we have 6 temporal forces. I can't even remember what the chases are in temporal. I feel like I've opened a blister box. A booster box, never mind a blister box. What's a blister box? I feel like I've opened the booster box of temporal on this channel. I may have. I look back at my content from the past year and I'm like, oh wow, I opened all this cool stuff. Have I lost my mind? Because it seems to I didn't see anything there, I don't think. Full picks, Froakie, Weasel, Ninetales, great card. Poltegeist, love Poltegeist, Diglett, Togekiss, and Claydol again. Claydol again at the end. What the hell? That Poltegeist is a great card actually. When I was in Japan, we were in what's the name of the place we went to? We went to a place in Japan anyway. It was outside Tokyo. And there's a Pokemon Center there. There's Pokemon Centers everywhere in Japan. But they had a Poltegeist that poured you a drink. So it was very cool. Of course, all of that type of stuff is all over Japan. You can't escape Pokemon in Japan. They have an Iron Grip, Mawile, Grievard, Salazzle, Lycanroc, Meltan, Frogadier, Darkrai's a lovely card, that Darkrai, isn't it? Isn't that a cool art? I like that one. Keep that to one side. It's your code. Hollows go there. Right, Obsidian Flames, let's go. Let's get it cracking. Let's keep on keeping on. How are we doing? Not amazing, but I would say not terrible either. Of course, if we had the Charizard special illustration right here, we'd be extremely happy. It would be kind of a, yeah, whatever type of situation. Electro, Solrock, Drillbur, Toxicity, nothing great. So yeah, it just depends on what you get. The look of the draw, you know. We got the Ice Cube, which is probably not the best, if maybe even the worst to pull from this set here. But we'll see. Charcadet, cool Pokemon as well. Ponyard, Sinistea, Tadbulb, Lunatone, Dartrix, Umbreon, Wugtrio, and Claydol again. What is with all the Claydols? Why are they everywhere? What is that about? Jesus, they got a lot of Claydols there. This Umbreon, okay, so it's not this particular Umbreon. I believe it's a promo from this set. It's actually quite up there in price. It's the specific promo version, but it is great artwork, right? And as with any Umbreon, it will always go up in price, you know? Right, so what we have is we have this last Obsidian Flames, and we have some temporal. So what we'll do is we'll take this guy out. There we go, that actually was easy. These 3-pack blisters a lot of the time are an absolute head wreck to get out of the packet, but this came out easy. And so we'll see what we get. Charizard, it has to be, doesn't it? Has to be. Has to be, has to be, has to be. Dratini, Oddish, Swablu, Glimmet, Toadscrew, Scizor, Zigzagoon, Palafin. See, I'm trying to get the pronunciation right there. Scizor. Just doesn't sound right to me. A Pokemon called Scizor. Sounds just strange, I'll be honest. But let's go. Can't be as bad as a Pokemon named Varoom, I suppose. Varoom, Smoliv, Salandit, Seismitoad, Arbol, oh, Cleffa, Togedemaru, and Scovillain again. Rough. Not great hits now. Not great hits, to be honest. Is that about as much as we can expect? Let's go. Now, I did get good hits, by the way, out of the other video that I attempted to make. So there are good hits to be had in these Aldi packs. Oh, we've got something nice at the back, I think. Houndsome, Young Goose, Gloom! Lovely jubbly. It's a lovely card, that Gloom. That's actually one of my chase cards from this set. Don't think I've pulled this Gloom. Let me see. Look at that. What a nice card. It's really cool. We'll take a look at it for gradability. Corners at a glance don't look the best anyway. Centering doesn't look the best either, so it is what it is. But what a card is that Gloom. Very cool. Okay, so that's Obsidian Flames. I can't remember how many packs I had. I think it was probably somewhere around 20. So it was probably like 21 packs maybe, because I'm just looking at the temporal I have here. Not great hits. Really. Well, no. Wasn't a great hit rate, but we did get a Charizard, we did get a Gloom, so how bad, right? I mean, that's kind of what we want. We want the Charizard out there. Temporal Forces, I cannot remember the chase from this, so we'll just have to see as we go. I think it's some of the newer Scarlet and Violet Pokemon in Temporal, right, that people are after. Dunsparce, Mudbray, Hand Trimmer, Rabska, Torracat, Grotle, Iron Valiant. That's actually a nice card, you know. Iron Valiant has some really cool cards. I really like a lot of their cards. Are very cool. I think though it's funny. Like I've observed, like because I buy and sell a lot of singles, you know, and I've observed that people aren't really into the newer Scarlet and Violet cards yet. Like the Walking Wakes of the world, the is it Raging Bolt, Roaring Thunder, whatever they're called. And I don't know whether that's just me or whether it's Ireland or whether it's what, but I find that people aren't really that fussed with these guys. I think Roaring Moon actually, to be fair, has a bit more of a following, but yeah, I find a lot of them cards actually sit. A lot of the more high end, like €50 plus cards of those Pokemon, people are like, yeah, whatever. So now in the future, I do think people will like them cards because a lot of kids grew up playing Scarlet and Violet, but it's just those kids don't have money yet, you know, and there's no nostalgia. Nostalgia is very powerful when it comes to, this is such a strange card. Nostalgia is a powerful thing when it comes to things like Pokemon. That's also really cool art, to be fair. Great Tusk, Mist Energy. Oh, I can get Iron Thorns. Not great. Not great there, folks. Boom. There's your card. Feel free to pause it. So yeah, it depends, you know. I think it depends on the era you grew up with Pokemon. Like I'm a base set guy, so like I love 151. I love base set, obviously Fossil, Jungle, all that jazz, and I love any of the full arts with the original 151, as well as a lot of the newer cards too. But it was actually, I talked about it in a video before, it was actually the Chi-Yu, Shroomish, Chatot, and Iron Valiant. It's actually the Akira Egawa Chi-Yu that I seen when I got back into Pokemon, and I went, oh yeah, I actually wanted to start collecting these cards because that Chi-Yu full art is just amazing. When I seen it, I was like, oh, this is what Pokemon cards can be like now. Cool. Because like in my head, they were just what I grew up with as a kid. You know, they kind of look like something like this, and we're kind of, you know, which is fine. But I really think the full arts have brought a lot of people back into the hobby. Melmetal, Bahia, Roger, blah blah blah. Again, there's another one. There's a fella that I do not ever see. There's an unusual card to have. I don't see much of this dude. Farigiraf. How's about that? It's an interesting dude, right? It's a hit. And the last one on Temporal. So this is the Art of Losing Money, Pokemon Edition. If you open a lot of packs, you will know that this is not an unusual thing. Ghastly. We love a Ghastly at Lavender Town, eh? Finizen, Dunsparce, Snom, Morty, Shiftry, Totodile, Roaring Moon, Koraidon. Rough. So folks, I want to say that was like 3, so let's see, I think we had maybe 27 packs there. And from those 27 packs, these are the hits. It's not great, is it? Is it? So, I'm not great at maths, but that's like a hit less than every 4 packs or something like that, right? So not great there at all. Obviously we got this Charizard chase, which I mean a lot of people love this card. It's very cool. If you sell singles like I do, you'll know that a Charizard just is in and out basically. You never have Charizards for very long, you never have Pikachus for very long. Any of those guys are just gone like straight away. And then the rest are kind of gone to just collectors of the sets and things like that, people who like an individual Pokemon, and that's kind of how it checks out. But like overall, I'm not too upset over the pulls, you know, because the packs were a bit cheaper, you know, and that's kind of what it's all about, guys. It's about ripping packs. It's about having fun, most importantly, and not spending too much money. And these aren't like your 151s or your prismatics, where you're most of the time paying a premium to open the packs. Even prismatic at retail, a lot of places it's averaging out with like £6 a pack. So these were like $4.50 or something like that. Can't remember, but so at that price, you don't mind ripping these packs. It's great. It's actually fun. There's a lot of chase. In the canned video, I actually did pull a lot of nice cards as well, and I think I ended up doing about probably 60% money back on what I bought, which is always quite good. But overall, you guys know this is Lavender Town, so if you want singles, you come to me. Check out the link for the Discord and stuff in the description if you're new to the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed. Please click the like, subscribe, you know, all that jazz. I've been Rob. This has been Lavender Town. Over and out.